Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to the panelists for being here. And thank you for holding this important hearing. And I agree with some of what you said. Hard to dispute that the current healthcare system is completely broken, it is dysfunctional, and it is cruel. I think most Americans recognize that the function of the healthcare system today is to make the insurance companies incredibly wealthy, provide huge compensation packages to their CEOs, make the drug companies extremely profitable, provide huge compensations to their CEOs, massive amounts of stock buybacks. That's what the system is about. So for the drug companies and the insurance companies, system is working really great, and that is what it is designed to do. Unfortunately, for the rest of the American people, system is not working very well. What does that mean? It means unbelievably, Mr. Chairman, as a nation, we are spending $15,000 per person today on health care, adding everything together. Family of four, $60,000. So if you're spending $15,000 per person, you must be getting the best healthcare system in the entire world, right? Everybody in America has high-quality healthcare. Go to any doctor they want, low-cost prescription drugs, because we're spending twice as much per capita. Well, not quite the case. The reality is that despite spending $15,000 per person, we got 85 million Americans who are uninsured or underinsured. What does that mean, Mr. Chairman? It means that if you are underinsured or underinsured and you get sick, you don't go to the doctor. And you know what happens when you don't go to the doctor when you get sick? Sometimes you die. And there are estimates that in the richest country in the history of the world, some 60,000 Americans die every single year because by the time they walk into a doctor's office, it is too late. Now, clearly in the richest country in the history of the world, our life expectancy is higher than other countries, right? Wrong. 4 years lower than OECD countries. And if you're working class, it is a lot lower than that. Clearly in America, richest country on earth, spending all this money, we have more doctors and nurses and psychologists and dentists. We got all, you go to any time you want, you have to wait online. Well, not quite the case. We got a massive shortage of doctors, nurses, dentists, mental health providers. So what is the bottom line? Mr. Chairman, I appreciate very much your sentiment about wanting to do something quickly. And the reason for this hearing, to be frank, is that my Republican friends understand they got a political problem. And what is their political problem? Their political problem is that all over America today, people on the Affordable Care Act are opening up packages coming from the insurance companies, and guess what? Their premiums on average are doubling, in some cases in my state, tripling or quadrupling. And if I'm a Republican, frankly, I don't want to go back to my district and explain to people why their ACA premiums are doubling or tripling. So, Mr. Chairman, yes, the current system is broken. Yes, we need to create a new system. But unfortunately, we aren't going to do it in 2 weeks. You're not going to undo the current American healthcare system. So what should we do? Well, what common sense would suggest, okay, you got a broken system, but you and I think, agree, you don't want to see people seeing a doubling in their premiums. So let us extend the current ACA tax credits for at least another year, 2 years, 3 years, while in fact, and I'd love to work with you on this, in this committee, we tackle the real issues. And by the way, if we're going to tackle the real issues, the first thing I think that we should do, Mr. Chairman, and I mean this very honestly, is have a panel with people from different countries around the world who are, A, providing health care to all of their people as a human right, and we are the only major country on earth that does not do that, and say to the people in France, in Japan, how do you manage to provide quality care to all of your people at half the cost that we do in the United States? What can we learn from other countries? I think that would be the first approach, and we can argue from there. But anyhow, I think the immediate task is to, as bad as the current system is, we don't want to see a doubling, tripling of premiums. We got to extend those, and then let's sit down and develop a system that works for the American people, not the insurance companies, not the drug companies. In my view, in Dr. Fagan's view, The answer is, in fact, going to be to emulate what many other countries do, guarantee health care to all people by extending Medicare in this country, Medicare for all.
The reason people are uninsured is because they have $6,000 deductibles. As a doctor, I know that was a barrier to care. That is the status quo. We can change that status quo for next year.
Can you
I
change?
don't want people to be underinsured.
All right, can you change that status quo and make sure what you, like every other country does, and guarantee health care to all people with virtually no out-of-pocket expense?
So if there's going to be a big idea, that will not happen by January 1,
Right.
2026. It is something we can consider for 2027 or beyond, but I'm focused on 2026 because that's where the immediate need is.
And if that's what we're going to do, let's extend tax credits, and then let's have that discussion.
So people remain underinsured.
Your program is not going to guarantee health insurance to all people.
We will not accept that. With
We
that,
will not accept the doubling of premiums.
good. Then maybe we can have common ground. That's the common ground. Let's proceed.